Happy Scrubmas day 9. Can I just complain about something really quick? This camera only wants to focus on this stocking. I think almost every single one of my intros have not been focusing on me. And I kind of already started the whole bit of grabbing the scrubs out of the stocking, so I can't change it now, but it's annoying that it keeps focusing on the stocking and not me. Anyway, again, welcome to Scrubmas Day. A Scrubmas is where I post a scrub formula on my channel every single day leading up until Christmas. So let's see what the stocking, who keeps getting all the attention, all the focus on them, let's see what they got in there. Ta-da! Guys, look at this. Look at how bright this is. This is, I think, in my opinion, the prettiest colored scrub I have ever made. But unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. With Scrubmas, I'm posting every single day, so I can't really test out these formulas. It's just like I write it out and I'm like, let's hope this works. Well, this one didn't work. It was supposed to be a fluffy scrub, and this isn't fluffy. So that sucks. And one more thing for any of you guys who are curious, I also had a failed scalp scrub that was supposed to go up this week, and yeah, it was a fail. I've made scalp scrubs in the past on my Patreon, and I didn't like them. They were successful, I just didn't like them. But also every single store-bought scalp scrub I've ever tried, I don't like either. I think I just don't like scalp scrubs. So I think I just need to post a scalp scrub formula even if I don't like it. And then just like see like what you guys think of it, you know? Because like some people out there do like scalp scrubs. I can't talk. Anyways, let's just get into it so you guys can see how I made this neon pink foaming scrub, which, I mean, even though it is a fail, what I do like about it is that I think kids will love it, because anytime I make a scrub like this that is like really like, I don't know if the word is malleable, but like you can just like shape it into shapes. Like it feels like it's like Play-Doh. Kids love to play with this scrub. I always like, whenever I have like failed scrubs like this, I'll just give them to my nieces when they come over to stay the night and they just play with them in the bath. They love them. So this makes a fun bath product for kids as well. And it smells so good. Let's just get into it. To begin, you want to start with phase A and make sure you have a heat-safe container and add in some stearic acid. That is it. Move on to phase B, and we are going to add in the sodium Cocoyl Isethionate. Make sure you have on a respirator when you work with this, because it goes everywhere in the air. You don't want to breathe it in. Like, you can see how much smoke is going everywhere. I don't know why I didn't just keep it in this beaker. Why did I just pour it into another? I think the beaker wasn't big enough. I think this beaker was too small. But yeah, you can see how much smoke is in the air. It's everywhere. Make sure you have a respirator on. Now, the next thing you want to do is add in the Cocamidopropyl Betaine. And you want to try to mix it in as best as you can. It's going to be hard, but just try to mix it in. Next, I'm going to add in some glycerin. And then just a little bit of water. And give everything a good mix. Try to mix it as much as you can. Again, it's going to be hard. It'll be like a thick paste, but as we heat this up, it'll soften and it'll get easier to mix. So that's the next thing we need to do, is heat everything up. So create a water bath. You do this by putting a pan on your stovetop, filling it up with a bit of water, and placing your containers in there. And you want to put it on like medium heat. You don't want the water boiling and sloshing in your containers. You might want to cover your containers with some aluminum foil to prevent water from getting in there. And you're going to want to come back periodically and mix the phase B. You want to try to mash it up as best as you can. And once everything in phase A is melted and phase B is easy to work with, I was in a hurry because, you know, Scrubmas, and I have to make everything very quickly. Mine was not ready, and I was like, I think I can make it work. It'll be okay. I'll just put it into phase A with the stearic acid and it'll just soften up more, because I am having not a good time right here. It's like such a struggle for me to get everything out of phase B into phase A. And again, like I said, this did end up being a fail. And partially, I think it's because I didn't have patience while making this, because the formulation process is super important when making products. If you don't formulate it properly, like you don't do the process properly, your product can also fail. But in the end, the main thing that was wrong with this formula is it has too much stearic acid. It was too hard. And yeah, and I like rushed a formula. But yeah, eventually I got phase B all mixed into phase A, and it was like pretty soft. So I took it off of heat and gave it a mix with a hand mixer. This is the time you want to fluff it up. A KitchenAid or a stand mixer works way better than using a hand mixer, because again, mine was way too hard to mix. This was way too hard on my arm, but I just kept scraping the sides and I kept mixing it, trying to get it to fluff up a bit. It fluffed up a little bit, but it was just way too hard. Again, I used too much stearic acid and I did not let it heat up long enough at all. Like you can even see like how hard this is from me scraping the sides. It's like kind of fluffy looking, but it's too hard. This honestly would probably make a good whipped soap if you want like a nice hard whipped soap, but it's just too hard for the scrub. Anyway, put that to the side. We're going to move on to phase C, which we got some Pear Prosecco fragrance oil from Brambleberry here in this container. That's the scent I'm using. And I'm going to mix in this Tickled Pink. It's like a neon pink mica powder from Mad Mica. And you want to mix the mica in with an oil or your fragrance oil first before adding it in, or else it'll chunk up. This is the first time I'm using this mica powder and it is so gorgeous. Just pour it in and mix it up. I used my hand to mix it for a bit, and then after that, mix it again with the hand mixer. And I'm obsessed with this pink color. I need to use this again to make something that's not a fail. This is so freaking pretty. I'm obsessed. All of their neons from Mad Mica are just so gorgeous. Then you want to add in the preservative. I'm using Liquid Germall Plus here. You can use any water-soluble broad spectrum preservative you want to use. Just make sure you use a preservative. And then we're going to add in the white granulated sugar. You can use a different type of sugar if you would like, but this is my favorite type of sugar to use for scrubs. And I just went in, mixed it up with a spatula at first. And again, since this is so thick, after that I went in and mixed it with my hands because it was just too thick to use a spatula, too thick for a hand mixer. And this is when I knew it definitely failed. I had a little bit of faith prior to this, but then I was like, it's too hard. But what I do really like about this scrub is that it's super like malleable. I said this at the beginning of the video. And you can like shape it like Play-Doh and stuff. And I think it's fun for kids. And unfortunately, you're going to have to get it into the jar just using your hands like this. It's not a scoopable scrub. I know how much you guys love your scoopable scrubs, but it's just too hard to scoop. I mean, I guess you could, but then you would still have to mash it down in the jar. But again, I love how this is like Play-Doh. I think it's great for kids. And also, even though it's a super hard scrub, once it's wet, it spreads pretty easily, and it also lathers so much. The foam is just gorgeous. So even though this was kind of a fail, kind of wasn't, because I still got a cool scrub out of it, and I think some people will enjoy it, and also the color is just gorgeous. So it was somewhat of a win. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Also, don't forget to go over and check out my Patreon, where I post 2 exclusive videos every single month. So there is a ton of videos you can go over there and binge watch. For only $5 a month, you get access to the entire backlog. And for $10 a month, you can get a shout out for your small business. So let's shout everybody out. Nature's Farm Girl, Let's Blend LLC.com, Stardust Bath and Body over on Instagram, hempygirl.com, shoplevis.com, Owl and Lily over on Etsy, embracebeautyessentials.com, Legendary Bath and Body, Astari Apothecary, Revega Cosmetics here on YouTube, exorebb.com, Pardo Naturals, Natural State Skin, thenatureinus.ca, nearcatelier.com. You can use the code on the screen for 20% off, earthandambernaturals.com, Shark City Naturals, and the rest of these companies are launching soon. skinbydevu.com, 7th House and Oak over on Etsy, at Black Petal Beauty on Instagram, and mycrownandglowery.com. Thank you guys so much for your support. Literally without the Patreon, I would not be able to continue doing what I do. You guys literally sponsor every single video, so thank you guys so much.